So, dance unit, you're not allowed to say no when someone asks you. Let's set the stage for that first.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing, I found a way to say no without saying no and didn't have to dance with the guy. But there's a big reason for a big reason. Now we're going to go back in time even more, before 7th grade. We're going to go to 5th grade. So, my group of friends at the time, great people, by the way, let's make that very clear. They were like, okay, they were sharing what guys they liked. I already forget what they said, but they were like, what guy do you like, Melanie? And I go, and in my mind, there's no one, like, genuinely. And I just think, and I'm looking across the field, and I'm like, that guy, right over there, right over there. I pointed to that guy, and I was like, I like that guy. And then a few days later, I wrote about this in my diary that I showed you guys. A few days later, my friends go, they did some investigating for me. And they go, I think he likes this girl. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I was sort of kind of sad, but not sad because I didn't actually like him. It was sort of kind of like an, oh, okay. And so flash forward, yeah, Heather, go for it.
Was that, sorry, we can get this out, but was that, you know, one of the entries on your story? Was that entry? It sounded like you were genuinely sad, though.
I was sad because I was just like, oh, like, is this how a crush is supposed to feel like? Like, you just get you're like, oh yeah, I like that guy, and then nothing.
Because Melanie just assumed with her grown-out bangs that all the guys are crushing madly for her. So the fact that he has the audacity to say
Melanie experiences heartbreak at such a young age.
No,
tragedy, really.
She's not upset. She's not upset because he doesn't like her, or like because he likes someone else. It's because he doesn't like her. How can he not with her grown-out bangs?
She doesn't. She
had her glow up.
She doesn't really like him, but she's offended that he doesn't like her, right?
Exactly.
Jerk since day one. We love that for me. Okay. That was nothing compared to the actual 5th grade heartbreak. That one, oof, we're not going to talk about that one. So we're experiencing the heartbreak young, so when I'm older, I can swerve around those so I don't have to get them. Like.
Yeah, like the crab dude. Just think.
We blur. So. Okay, so 7th grade, I was sitting with my friends. There were 2 of them. One of them was a mutual friend. One of them was, like, one of my best friends. So, I see him and one of his friends walk over. Now, this time, I have a crush on his friend for some apparent reason. Because we were just in the same class, and I was like, cool dude, cool. Okay, so I was like, oh my goodness, he's walking over. He's gonna ask me. He asked the mutual friend, and I just slumped back, and I'm like, I can't catch a break. You know? And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. And I thought that the guy that I'm talking about from 5th grade, I thought he was going to go ask my friend because they both did sports. I was like, they know each other, mutual friends. They're going to go ask each other. They're going to go dance and have a great time. He comes up and he stands like right in between the 2 of us. But as he's talking, he whips his head over to me and goes, do you want to dance? And I freak out because I'm like, oh, you douchebag. Me holding a grudge that shouldn't even exist from 5th grade. And I go, which one of us? And he's like, either one. And I go, here you go. And I push my friend. And I pushed my friend. She was fine with that. She was like, she knew when he was coming up. I was like, oh. And she knew, like, if worse came to worse, I would not dance with any of the 2. And she would get her little send-off. So I was like, here you go. And he was like, okay. And they went on to dance. And then I didn't get picked after that because everyone had already been picking people and we had a conversation exchange, so by that time it was too late. So then I ended up dancing with, like, I don't even remember who it was, but I danced with someone. It was chill. First day of dance. It was whatever. So that's me being like a delusional little kid. We gone past that phase, I think. I think we've left all that in the past. But then came 8th grade. Mind you, the rest of 7th grade dance unit, he didn't ask me. I didn't even go up to him. I think he got the memo. No dancing. And in 8th grade, he came up to me again. First day of dance, both times. And in 6th grade, I didn't have dance unit, so 7th grade, it was like my first time dancing, and this guy comes up to me and I'm like, I'm not doing this today, no. So he's like, okay, we're gonna go up to her in 8th grade again. Because maybe she's chill now. I'm very not chill. Never will be,
friend's
never
not
have.
here, time.
Okay, so he comes up to me this time, and I'm sitting alone. My friends were on the other side after running the lap or whatever. They were like, yeah, we're in different places. So my friend's on the other side of the gym. He comes from the other side of the gym to me, sitting alone, and he's like, do you want to dance? No one to my left, no one to my right, no one behind me, no one above me, no one below me. Yeah.
God abandoned you. Satan too, apparently.
And so I was like, yeah. And I was like, it was okay. Lots of spinning. Unlike Eva's situation, I was the one being spun.
That's because you're short.
I was like, okay, you know what? It was awkward. We got over it. We're good. Then that was second period. So sixth period was math class. And somehow the guys found out about it. I mean, they were in the PE class with us, so they sort of kind of just saw. And for some reason, they needed to ask me about it. And they were like, one of the guys came up to me, who usually is really quiet, really reserved. And he's like, okay. Like, he comes up in line as we're lining up to get cards, because we had cards to determine where we sat each day. And I was in the middle of the line. He comes up and he's like, so, I heard you danced with blank. And I was like, what?
Who?
And I just didn't know what to say, because I was sort of kind of like, I didn't think it was a big deal. And he's like, yeah, you danced with blank, right? And I was like, and then all the guys were like, what? And I was like, you guys all sound like parents.
Yeah, like, you know, the
Nemo,
so did you dance
seagulls from Nemo?
Like,
well, yeah. Honestly, the seagulls from Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
Honestly,
what?
boys from the accelerated math class were like that.
Our class really was. We love accelerated math, but they came up and they were like, it was friends of his, and they were like, oh, so you dance with him? And I was like, okay, yeah. And then I went to the back of the line thinking they would try to stay in the front to get the cards first, and I would go to the back and just accept my like fate, because that day was already doomed, sort of. And so I was like, okay, I'm in the back of the line, and all of them come to the back of the line. Half of the line moves to the back of the line. And I'm like, now my friends are all in the front. What the fuck do I do? I've ditched my friends to get rid of you guys, and you guys still came over. And I was like, okay. And they asked me, and they're like, so how was it? And I'm like, you guys make it sound like we had sex or something like that. Oh my goodness. Like,
yikes.
Oh. And I don't remember the rest of it, but I spent a good time, like, not answering the questions and just being like, what the fuck? Because I was like, I don't know what to answer. And then there's more to this. After accelerated math, the things did not stop. About a couple days later, a mutual friend of ours goes, puts us in a group, like, on text, and goes, and we're in the same English class, so he's like, okay, what was the homework today? And I was like, how do you not remember? We don't have any homework in English class almost ever. And he was like, okay, well, how was the dance? What did you guys do? How was it? And I was like, you have the nerve to do. And I was like, oh, I need better friends. and he was like, oh, it was okay. And at some point, I guess he found out from someone asking me. I was like, I didn't really like the way that he kept spinning me the entire time. And like, but other than that, it was chill. And he was like, oh, she didn't like it when I spun her. And I was like, I'm right over here. You don't need to. He sounded so rude in that, and then I got petty about it, and low-key blasted him, and then deleted the group chat.
Wow.
But I can't delete it. I tried to.
Power
and
move.
Another text come back. The entire group text comes back, and I was like, shit. So it's still there on my phone to this day. Can't get rid of it.
Oh.